Hello everyone, and welcome to your daily dose of DeFi. I'd just like to thank everybody for watching the first couple of videos that I had. Really appreciate it. I hope you all enjoyed the videos, and I hope to continue providing some decent content for you all. Today we're going to be talking about the node space and the overall health of the market, if you want to call it health, and look at some charts, see what's going on, and then look at some news for some of the big node projects, mainly on the Avalanche network. Just some ones that released this past weekend, and then I got some information on STRZ, some alpha for you guys. So before we get started though, if you guys could leave me a hit the like button, and subscribe. I'm going to be putting out hopefully a video every day, so you can always come here to get stuff that maybe other people aren't talking about, maybe get a different take on it. As of now, I've not, I just started this yesterday, so I don't take money from anybody. I'm not bought. So anyway, so let's get started with Zeus. Let's take a look at their chart. They have had an absolutely killer day. Honestly, I haven't bought a Zeus node. I missed the boat to begin with, and it got too rich for my blood, and then it did drop a whole lot, but everything was dropping, so I didn't pick one up. Was thinking about it, and then the price has went up 110% today, and honestly I feel like this is what we're going to see in the next coming days with a lot of these other node projects as well. So let's take a look at the 5-minute chart. We can see how far it actually hit and where it come up. So if we look here, it went all the way down to 1480 or so. The thing that I think happened with this is that they did some really ingenious marketing with this. Well, maybe marketing is the wrong word. They raised the rewards to 1, okay, and then whenever everything was crashing and everything was crazy, and you had the 14.4% ROI daily node projects that were releasing. And I guess that they felt that they were falling in price because people were going for the higher ROI. So what they did was they increased it to 1, and then everything started going down, including them. And I think, once they felt that they were down about as far as they were going to go, they reduced the rewards back to the 0.5 that they were already at to begin with. And so that got them the sustainability pump that you see in these node projects, scarcity, sustainability, whatever it is that you want to call that, the pump that you see after rewards are decreased. So they got that. They're also doing something different with their marketing. They are hiring people from inside of their community to do their videos and fill their marketing roles and things like that. They're not just going out to YouTube and finding people and paying them $2,000 to do a video. They're actually getting people that believe in the project to make the content for them, which I commend. So let's move on to Nebula nodes. They have definitely not recovered today, but they have been trading fairly sideways. This right here you know, compared to this is a big difference. So we have this starting, you know, well, pretty much from midnight last night, because it traded within this same range right here. Um, you know, sideways is a good thing whenever you have fallen like these node projects have fallen, um, because it gives you support lines. I know that everybody thinks that TA is useless. Technical analysis is useless on projects that, you know, haven't been around very long, but in my opinion, technical analysis is always useful. Even if it's launch day, technical analysis is useful. I use it just about with every project that launches and do high volatile trades, you know, high volatile swing trades up and down. So I make a lot of money with that, and technical analysis is at the forefront of that. Anyway, I say that to say this: you want these sideways tradings in projects that have just launched to establish spots of support, so that whenever you have a downtrend like this, it has somewhere that it can stop. Just for a second, I'm jumping the gun here looking at stars, but I just want to show you guys what it is that I'm talking about here. So everybody was like, you know, STRZ is going to hit 0. STRZ is, you know, at 15. People thought it was going to stay at 15. People, you know, at you know, 13 yesterday, or I think it was yesterday, were saying it was going to stay there. And I was one person that said, no, I think it's going to get down to, you know, right at the $9.50, $10 range. And no one could understand why it was that I said that. And it's very simple, guys. It really is. It doesn't get more simple. So if you go look at the 1 hour chart on Deck Screener, you can see that, alright, whenever we were here at the $15 range, we could have stayed there, because if you look over here, we had a nice little area of support whenever, you know, after this second dip after launch. But that's not what happened. It pumped just a tiny bit right here, and then it immediately right back to a falling knife. So if you look, the only real spot of support that is left on the chart is right here in this, you know, 7 to like 7 to 10 range right here on the bottom. You know, because you have to think this is an area of, you know, whenever they just launched. You know, they were just like 2 days old at this point. High volume. They had a lot of problem with bots doing front running, so you have a lot of, you know, really large spikes on this chart. So kind of look at the lower end of that. So you get, you know, you get your $10 support range. And what we've seen was it hit that $10 range, and then it took off and has been trading sideways. I know there's not a whole lot of, you know, sideways action right there, but it's enough sideways action if that's what you predict to happen. Anyway, back to NEBU. They, however, do not have any support left. The only support that I have, or that they have left, is their launch price, which I believe was like $1. So I guess the only area of support that they would have is people's thought that they are very similar to STRZ. So STRZ, you know, went down to at a low of, you know, 10, so they shouldn't go any lower than that. I think that is what is going on with this, where they have started trading sideways. Could just be an overall market thing. I'm not sure. A couple, really just one piece of news. They are dropping their rewards tomorrow to the 0.76. And I believe that was it. Let me just look really, really quick here. Okay, actually, there's a little bit more. They are changing the sell pressure. They are adding a selling tax of 5% or 10%, so that will definitely help with sustainability. They are adding a maximum node supply. They are removed currently or lower at maximum the node creation cell. That's what they're talking about, lowering the cell pressure. Which what that means is whenever you create a node, you give them the 10 tokens, and then they have in the contract a set percentage that automatically sells off and goes to different wallets. So you definitely, always want to watch that in the projects that you're getting into, how much cell pressure is happening whenever you're creating a node. Because some projects you'll have 40 cells for every one node creation, and it's crazy. It doesn't make for a very good looking chart. I mean, look at Magia. That's what happened with them. They went. They don't even have their contract up anymore. But their sell pressure was they continuously were selling off tokens every time that someone was making a node. Every time to replenish their rewards, they were. It was bad. It was really, really bad. Anyway, so yeah, that's some good things for Nebula nodes. I'm not so sure about them. They are probably my last pick of the 4 that I'm going to talk about today. Only because I just feel like they're trying too hard to beat STRZ. Their UI is very, very similar to STRZ. They follow the same rewards as STRZ did. Even in their white paper, it says that their mission is to always have higher rewards than STRZ. And I think that if you have a good project, that the project should speak for itself, and it shouldn't have to be, a trash talking thing like we're better than them. That being said, I did create a Nebula node today, and I will say that I had a little bit of an issue creating it, but the dev in the community, Nebula dev, he was very, very quick to get in the Discord and help me figure out my issue, so I will give him props on that. So moving forward, let's talk about one of my favorite projects on Avalanche currently, and that is MFER nodes. And I'm sure that you guys have heard about them. If you haven't, you should definitely check them out. I can't exactly say on YouTube what the MFER stands for, but I am sure you can fill in the blanks. They have, followed the same trend as everybody else, the falling knife, straight down for the last, 3 or 4 days. And then today, we see a little bit of sideways action. They have the same problem as Nebula has. They haven't been out long enough to have any, real areas of support left anymore. The only areas that they had was this right here at the, $15 or so range right after launch. So everything after that has just been, free game, I guess, because there's nothing to really go off of other than, you can always look at other things, though. You can pull up your MACD if you're trying to trade this. Look for good entry points, you can, find areas. There's always more than one way to look at a chart. But anyway, I'm getting off subject here. Some of the things that they have in the works is they are reducing cell pressure to 35%, which I just talked about. Is the cell pressure is whenever you create a node, how much of that node, or how many of those tokens are immediately sold off. They are decreasing the rewards again by 25% on Saturday. They decided to go with a staggered 25 on, I think, yesterday decrease, and then a 25% decrease on Saturday instead of cutting them by half in one day, which I thought was cool because I got an extra node out of that. And then they are voting on their first treasury investment, and this is something that I'm really excited about because Some of these node projects stay, open for a long time before you ever even see any investment from their treasuries, and that's always worrisome because you just wonder where is all the money coming from, and more importantly, where is the money going to go. So I like that they're voting on it. They voted on how to reduce the rewards as well. I like that. I always like community inclusion in a project because I feel like it's our money. We should have some say as to what happens over it. It's a killer price to get in MFER nodes right now. $4.90. You're looking at a node for $49, and this is going to print you money for, who knows? Who knows how long it's going to actually print you money, but I think at $50, you can't go wrong. Alright, so last but certainly not least, let's take a look at STRZ. I am a fan of STRZ, to say the least, because they have definitely been printing me some very, very decent gains since launch. They have a lot of very juicy alpha that isn't even in the Discord yet as to be announced, but you're going to get it here first. I've already talked about the chart a little bit. They have hit their lines of support. The region of support started trading sideways, which is fantastic because this slope right here was it was making me sweat bullets. I was compounding the whole way, but I was sweating bullets at the same time. Luckily, I cashed in a lot of rewards right here, and I just had them setting to the side waiting for the inevitable dip. So I'm really glad that I did that. Here is the alpha. So they are going to be doing a vote on reward reductions, and they have 4 different ideas. The idea 1 is cut the rewards by half within 24 hours after the vote, half within 3 to 5 days from the vote, half within 15 days, or, and this last one I'm not so sure about. I know that it would be good for the sustainability of the project, but I feel like it's just a little bit too steep right now, is 25% every week for 3 weeks. So you can take that how you will. I am still going to be compounding on my star nodes. I am still going to be buying more whenever I have the extra capital to do so. But I am also going to be branching out into some of these other projects. So that's we all want to know about the rewards first, but they also are going to be reducing their sell pressure once again down to 10%, which, if you heard earlier, MFER is reducing to 35%, so 10% is very good. They are hiring some outside developers to help with their version 2, and I kind of don't know whether to take this as a good thing or a bad thing. I guess it's both. So you have the aspect that they are needing to hire outside help, which begs to question why. If it's just to get it out a little bit faster, awesome. If it's because the devs weren't able to do the functions that they are trying to get together themselves, then, that's always a little bit worrisome. But, they're not too proud to admit that they need help, so that's good. I've seen projects before where a dev messed up something and just threw his hands up and left. So we aren't running into that problem. And then they also are going to be releasing a full list of the features that are going to be available, and from what I hear, it's going to be like 7 or 8 new features. I could be wrong on that, just saying. I think that's what I heard. And then apparently the UI coming along, and then they are going to allocate some more funds to marketing. So I think that the node space is starting to turn around, guys. I think that the bleeding may have stopped. So just keep compounding. keep checking those charts and keep doing your own research. Always don't take my word for it. Don't take anybody else's word for it. Do your own research. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you all tomorrow for your daily dose of DeFi. Please, 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 please leave me a like and a subscribe, and I will see you all tomorrow.